The honourable member from Charlottetown-Belvedere.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know what? We don't live in an economy. We live in a society. And I am continually struck about the narrative about housing, entirely about how many houses we build, how much the value of that is going into the economy, how many starts there are, how many people are employed. These are critical to our economy. But housing is not about building, only about buildings and jobs and what that looks like on our bottom line. Housing is about homes. If we don't have homes, we don't have islanders who feel safe, who have somewhere to live. We're not attractive for people to immigrate to. We can't keep the people we want to have stay here. And so when we talk about numbers out of context, I can give you a list of numbers out of context. I can give you a list about how adding 100 new units to our affordable housing doesn't help when we have 2,000 island homes on either the housing registry or in insecure housing. We have over 1,000 people receiving rental vouchers because they literally cannot afford to rent where they are now, and the only way they can stay in housing is because we have to subsidize their rent because the market is so out of control. We have over $1,000 waiting for social housing, and we cannot build enough housing in that space to meet the needs. So numbers out of context is we can't pat ourselves on the back for a super hot housing market and then say that we're doing the right thing for housing for islanders. Mr. Speaker, mortgage arrears are a small part of the story of what's happening in the economy here. And a change and a shift, and I am speaking and I have the floor. The housing as an industry is not the only story of housing. Housing is about homes, Mr. Speaker. The down payment assistance program will allow some people to enter the market if they can find a home in their price range and can afford the mortgage that they're going to have to pay on a $350,000 starter home, which is about $1,500 a month before any other expenses, if you can manage to make that work for you under your low-income wage. But down payment assistance programs make the housing market hotter. They make it more impossible for people to be able to afford. We have seen our house prices in PEI go up 35%, Mr. Speaker, in just over a year. It is an impossible market. Impossible. And we are now seeing that a vacancy rate shift, the data tells us, yes, it's gone up. You know why it's gone up? Because people can't afford to keep their things in short-term rentals anymore. So those units have gone back onto the rental market. You're right, that's going to affect the vacancy rate. And when we open up again, that's going to go right back down. So, Mr. Speaker, obviously, I feel quite passionate about this too. I am passionate about the number of units that are being built. I am thrilled that our building industry has a wait list of 6 months to get new apartments up and running. But you know what? We're not building the right things. We're not building them affordably, and we have to start being honest about the problem and honest about the numbers. And that side of the House just can't seem to get out of its own way.